Hi, today I'm going to show you how to install Windows 11 or Windows 10 on your Raspberry Pi. If you have watched any other guide on YouTube, they will tell you that you need another Windows computer to install Windows on your Raspberry Pi. But that is not the case here. We're going to be doing everything here only using our Raspberry Pi. To do this, we're making use of a tool called War Flasher. It is made by the same person who created PyApps, Botspot. This script downloads everything you need and runs all the commands that you need to run while installing Windows on your Raspberry Pi when using a Linux system. To install Windows 11 on a Raspberry Pi, you'll of course need a Raspberry Pi, a SD card flash with Raspberry Pi OS, and another USB drive or SD card to flash Windows 11 onto. Make sure it's 32 GB or more. I'm going to be using a SanDisk Cruiser Blade 32 GB here. You can use anything you want. To install War Flasher, open up a browser and search for War Flasher. Click on the first link. This will take you to the War Flasher GitHub page. Here just scroll down. You will find the download command. Click on the clipboard button on the side, which will copy the command. Then open up a terminal and paste the command in the terminal. Once the command has finished running, copy the second command which says running the graphical interface and paste that command in the terminal. In this window, you have to choose two options. The first one is the Windows version. Here you have three options: Windows 11, Windows 10 or custom. If you choose custom and click next, it will open this window and ask you to enter the ID for the Windows ISO. To get the ID, just click on the UEP-dump website link here. It will open it in the browser. In this website, you'll find different build versions for the Windows ISO. So for example, if you want this specific ISO, just copy the ID for it, the update ID, and you can just paste it in the War window here and click next. But I don't want this, I'm just going with the default version, so I'll just close this window. It will give you this window, it's fine, just click OK and just going to launch the GUI again. After choosing the Windows version, you choose the Raspberry Pi version. You can choose between the Pi 4 or 400 and the Pi 3, Pi 2 and CM3. I'm going to choose the Pi 4 and click next. Then it will open this choose language window. You can choose anything you want. I'm using English United States, so I'll just choose that and click next. Then it will open the storage device option here. I have not connected my USB drive, so if I just connect it now, you can see that PCManF detects this and shows me if I want to mount it. I'm just going to click cancel. If I click on the refresh button, it will show me, it detects the drive, so I'll just choose it and click next. Then it will open the installation overview window. Here it will show all the options we have chosen. It shows me I've chosen the 32 GB USB drive. I'm using the Raspberry Pi 4 and shows me the Windows 11 ISO version I'm using. Then here we can edit the configuration file to overclock the Pi. If you don't know what lines to add, Botspot has given the lines to add in the screenshot here. You can just type them in the window here. Once you have typed them, you can click flash, but remember all data on the drive will be erased, to make sure to create a backup and click flash, and it'll open a terminal window and it'll start installing everything. It just gives a summary again of what all you have chosen, and then it'll install the War PE installer. It'll download the driver packages. Once that's downloaded, it'll download the UEFI package. Then it will download the UEP dump script to create the ISO. Once the script is downloaded, it will use ARIA2 to download all the UEP files required. Now that the UEP files have been downloaded, it's building the Windows ISO. Looks like the ISO has finished building. It's now formatting the drive, creating the partitions and transferring all the required files. Once everything is over, it will open this next steps window. It will show you what will happen next. You can just close this up and reboot your Pi with the drive you had flashed Windows to. On the first boot, you'll be greeted by the Raspberry Pi logo with a loading bar on the bottom, and then that will be followed by the spinning dots. Just wait for everything to load. After it loads, it will take you to the blue screen here. It will load some drivers and everything it needs, and it will take you to this screen here. It will say to choose between editions of Windows, but it will all be one edition, so just ignore that and click install. This will start the installation process. This will take a lot of time, but whatever you do, don't turn off your Pi or don't stop the installation process, as you have to reflash the drive and install Windows all over again. So just be patient and let it finish installing. Once it finishes installing everything, it will restart the Pi. It will again take you back to the Raspberry Pi logo screen, and just wait here. The bar on the bottom will disappear and you'll get some text like getting ready and setting up drivers and all that. So just let everything finish. The Pi will reboot again and again take you back to the Raspberry Pi logo screen, and the spinning dots will come back and it will load for a while until finally it will take you to the Windows loading screen. After it finishes loading, you will be greeted with the new Windows 11 setup screen. It will first ask you to choose your country or region. Just choose whichever one you need and click next. Then it will ask you to choose a keyboard layout. I'm going to leave it as US and click next. It will ask you if you want to add a second keyboard layout. I'm just going to click skip. Then it will ask you to connect to a network. Just click I don't have internet. Click continue with limited setup. It will ask you to accept the license agreement. It will ask you to set up a user. So just enter whatever name you want for the user. I'm gonna type RPI coder and click next. It will ask you to enter a password. Type whatever you want and click next. It will ask you to again type the password. So just type your password again and click next. It will ask you to answer some security questions. You can answer them if you want, but I'm just going to give some random answers. It will ask you to choose the privacy settings. I'm just going to disable everything. And that's it. You're done with the setup. It will take you to this getting things ready for you screen. Just wait for a little while and it will load the Windows 11 desktop. And you can see we have the new Windows 11 desktop, the new start menu, the new wallpaper, the center taskbar and everything. There is just one thing left to do. if you open the task manager, you can see that even though I'm using a 4 GB Raspberry Pi, it's showing me that I only have 3 GB. So that's a simple fix for this. So just reboot the Raspberry Pi. So just open the start menu, click on the power button and click on restart. When it restarts, it will take you back to the Raspberry Pi logo screen. Here click escape and it will take you to this menu. Here go to device manager, then go into Raspberry Pi configuration, go into advanced configuration, and it will show the limit RAM to 3 GB. Click enter and put it disabled, and again click enter and click escape. That will ask you to change here, so just click Y and again click escape and go down to continue and click enter and again click enter. And the Pi will reboot one more time. And now you can see that it's showing me 4 GB instead of 3 GB. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching and don't forget to check out my other videos.